Hi, it's Fiona from Weekly Sewing Bee. Okay, right. I love bats. Okay. Well, I love everything, but, you know, I love bats. So we are going to make a bat today. Just sort of a hanging ornament. We can hang in by a little bit of elastic if we want to. Make it a bit scary. Okay, so what I've got is I've got some fleece. Fleece is lovely to work with. It's like posh felt. It's really good. So yeah, I use it quite a lot. But we could use all sorts of things. And probably black is not the right colour. Maybe a sort of dark brown. I don't know. But I've got black. So what we need to do is we need to cut the pattern. Now we need bat shape. And this will be the back panel. Right? Yeah, bat wing. We know what they look like. And then for the underside of the back panel, I need the same as the back panel half, and then I need a little bit of body, just a little bit, yeah, just a little bit for the bat, and then it joins back up at the point that we cut. So that's all I need there, and I need two of those. I only need one back panel. And then for his little face, what I need is a sort of triangle. So what I'm left with is the bat with a little face, and then that goes to a V and joins the back panel. So it's quite simple, I say with such confidence. So back wing, probably only 3, I think. That would be better. So that's my back. Now the only difference is, and I can do that on the fold, and then for the front panel I'm going to extend it round so that it can join the bottom of my face, and then I'm going to cut that back there, and then my face is just a little V. Yeah, it's not too bad, is it? Alright, let's get this cut out. Now yes, size of bats, in England they're only about this big. This is probably why I like them. I know that they can go huge, but yeah, no, who knows. So I'm choosing my line. I'm going to fold my fabric over, and then I'm going to cut the back. Now I quite often cut directly onto the fabric. I'm a huge fan of serendipity. So, you know, I start off cutting out a bat and then I end up with something else. No, that doesn't happen. So, and then we just do 1, 2, 3 curves. So that's my back. Alright, for my front, I'm going to fold the fabric again. I'm going to lay that on there, so I'm going to use that as a pattern, and I can adjust it slightly so that all that's different is this. Now I'm not worrying about hem allowance, which I probably should, but now, for my, I won't use a big bit, I'll just use a little scrappy bit. My head, what I need now, around that way, is a head and a V panel. Yeah, that was more of a testament to my folding skills than it was to my cutting skills. So there we are, we've got that. I think it's quite simple. We'll have to wait and see what it looks like. Now I haven't got any scary red eyes, because bats have scary red eyes, don't they? But I do have some little red buttons, so that's fine. Alright, first job. I didn't do a very good job at all, did I? Make sure that they're cut. sew his little face on. So we know that that picks up there. Actually, I'm going to sew my two halves together. This is my bottom half. And I'm going to put in a slight curve. This is just to give it definition. Lovely. I'm going to open out my little heart-shaped face. And I'm going to sew that on. So just adjust that slightly so that it all meets up, because you want it to gather slightly so that it puffs up, otherwise we'll be just cutting bits to sew them flat again, won't we? And there we go. So let's pull that round slightly. And I'm going to push that out. That's quite important. I'm going to take my bat wings and lay them as they were. And I'm also going to choose a position to leave open so that I can turn it all inside out. So I think that back rib there is probably the best bit. So what I'm going to do is start there and then I'm going to finish there. Now, because this is me, what I'm going to do is I'm then going to mark that with a pin. This is so that by the time I get round there, I remember to stop sewing, because I will have forgotten. Yeah, so if you ever watch another video and I said know your limitations, that's my limitation. Just get carried away. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm lining my back up now. Now the wings, they are a bit bigger on the back than they are the front. This is because we drawed around them, but we do want that because we want it to be three-dimensional. There's no point otherwise, is there? Okay, so I've now got to the point of my head. I've left my needle down. I'm nicking my foot up, and what I'm going to do is push the body out of the way. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the back seam, and I'm going to gather up as much of this head as I can do, this point at the back. So, and there is a slight gathering that, you know, I'm pushing extra fabric in the bottom. And what I'm going to do is when I come round the side, I'm then going to make sure that the points meet up, so that the gather is in the head and nowhere else. There we are. So we've come off the head now and we're back onto the main body of the bat. Now I always leave my needle down for the points. I just think it gives a better finish. Because that's the thing, isn't it? It's pointy. And sometimes I can stop with a pedal and sometimes I can't. So, now this is the underside. That's good. All I need to do now is sew up to that pin. But before I get there, I'm going to take my piece of elastic, however long I want, and I am going to push it all in and just have the end out. So all in, however long you want it, and then I have got the end sticking out, so this end will be on the inside and the elastic will be on the outside. When I go over the elastic, I'm going backwards and forwards. In fact, I was holding it still as well. Now this is just because sometimes you get overzealous people, and it's not normally children, don't think it is, it's usually the men folk. and then they go ping, 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 ping. Okay, so now all I need to do is I need to turn it round and stuff it. So I'll be right back with you. Hi, welcome back. Okay, so I've replaced my bobbin and I've gone round, I've got my elastic in there, and while I was off screen, because I love threading needles, I'm so good at it, I just, I don't know, I am going to pop out my lovely little bat. I did sew the eyes on whilst I was off air, so I know, which is really naughty of me. And there we go, it's going the right way round. Now I was always aware that I was going to have to top stitch this. That's just to get him looking really flat, but before I do that I am going to give him a little bit of stuffing as well. So I do need to take a moment just to push out the spiky bits that we did, yeah? So, and you can use your scissors if you like, or something. I've got a pencil, which is not ideal at all. Now, bats have ears. I know this because in England we have a long-eared bat and we have a short-eared bat, and I think we have a common bat. We don't have a huge amount of bats. Yeah. So, and I didn't really think about that because whilst I was sewing the eyes on, I was going, do they have ears? Don't know. But of course they do. Because they're the short-eared bat or the long-eared bat. So all I need to do is I need to take a tiny V, 2 tiny V's, and I suppose I can choose now whether I want to do a long-eared bat or a short-eared bat, and then pop them on. Okay, let's get rid of that elastic. So I can sew them on the back of his head. I'm going to do that before I stuff it, just because I might have to come back to this. And then tiny bit of stuffing for his head. I'm not going to use too much actually, because I am going to top sew this just so I can get some definition on the wings, but I do want a little bit. So, and if your points haven't come out properly, then what we'll do is we'll draw on points with our top stitch. Okay, so I'm going to put my fingers in the hole that we used to turn him inside out. I'm going to place that underneath the sewing machine, and I can then I'm going to make sure my elastic is out of the way. So what I've done is I've sewn up the hole. What I'm doing now is I'm top stitching decorations. So I'm going along the back to the point of the wing. I'm going to leave my needle down. Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm going to get rid of the elastic again. And yes. Then I am going to sew. Are we a happy machine? I don't know why I was apologising to the machine. And I'm going to do, because basically what the wing is the legs, so I'm going to do some better curves. And hopefully come down to the point which were there before. I'm going to go round again. And down. And then I'm going to go to the back, and then I'm going to do my points again. So, and it does, you know, I could use a different colour cloth. I'm going to come to the back. I could use, sorry, a different colour thread, and then that would make it even more serious and looking. I'm going to come to the point there. And curve. And another curve. And then it goes up a bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew to join the bit which we closed, those lines. Okay. Lovely. So, I know. Don't sew over the elastic. Alrighty. So I hope you can see that bit of definition. Whilst I sew on the ears, I suppose I could have sewn on the elastic in a better position, or if I'm making more than one, then I can sew on the elastic at the bottom and then one on the, having it from the top, so they all look slightly different. Okie dokie, so this is my bat, who is called George. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Fiona from Weekly Sewing Bee. Have an excellent Halloween.